Yes, folks, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. This weekend's grand opening of Parlay Restaurant and Sports, located in Jingan Shanghai, your new favorite spot for barbecue, burgers, and so much more. Come out to watch all your favorite sporting events. Enjoy brunches weekends starting at 11 on our terrace. Test your skill at darts, pool, and golden tea, an icon bar classic. 9 beers on draft, the freshest barbecue cooked daily, and so much more. This Saturday, starting at 5 p.m., followed by our first brunch Sunday at 11. Parley, we have you covered from kickoff to last call.
Hello everyone, Craig here. Welcome to another edition of the podcast, Tell Craig Your Story. Today we'll be speaking to Matty Walters and Aaron Choi. Now they are the co-owners of the brand new restaurant and sports bar, Parlay. Now it's located in Jingan in Shanghai. And I was lucky enough to be invited to their last call event tonight. Now Matty is a renowned chef in Shanghai and he's won numerous awards. And his specialty is Kansas City American BBQ. Now, we've got an exclusive on the podcast where they announced that they will have their grand opening on Saturday night, the 18th. So please get down there. It's going to be an amazing night. And the sponsor for this podcast is Project Reverse, pro wrestling live show at the Mao Live House in Shanghai. And on the card, they will feature Big Sam, who we had on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. And we've been lucky enough to be given 2 free tickets to this event. Now, what you have to do is send a private message via Wechat or send by my email address, cjmaguire@hotmail.com, with this answer. The code is Big Sam. And the first person with the correct answer will win the 2 free tickets. Friday, the 31st of May. Tickets and VIP tables are now available to be purchased. But before we go, please go to our website. We're at Podbean. Tell Craig Your Story at podbean.com. We have a link tree which tells you where Tell Craig Your Story podcast is streaming. We're on all the major streaming services. We have a YouTube account. Make sure you're subscribing and liking at Tell Craig Your Story. And we have VK for our Russian listeners and Little Red Book and Wechat for our Chinese listeners. All right, here we go. This is my chat with Matty and Aaron on Tell Craig Your Story podcast. Hi, Matty. Aaron, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing great. We're doing great. Excited to be here.
Thanks for tonight. Really appreciate your time. I know you're super busy. We're outside the front of your bar and restaurant. Parlay, is that how you say it? Is that
Parlay Restaurant and Sports. You know, we wanted to go fill that gap with the sports bar vibe. Also offer good barbecue, American bar and grill. Check pretty much all the boxes, you know. So, yeah, Parlay all day.
Yeah. And I met you guys a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I did the 4th of July.
Exactly.
And you guys were doing all the food. So that was the first time I actually got a chance to taste it. So it's been 2 years since then. So tell us a little bit about where you've come from since then. That was like outside at El Santo's Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, at the time, I just rebranded, old school bar legend, Camel Group. You know, such a good sports bar. And then they moved over to Xiangyang Beilu.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite working out how they expected it, so I came in, rebranded. We called it Smokehouse, doing American-style barbecue. It was supposed to just be a short-term consulting, turned into about a year. And it was actually a really great opportunity, good experience. And yeah, we did a barbecue wars with Zach's Barbecue from Jinjo, another guy from Atlanta, amazing pitmaster. He's been out there a long time, getting ready to open up a shop in Shenzhen. Hopefully we'll bring him back this year.
How'd you meet him?
He actually did some pop-ups with Camel as well. He had considered coming to work for them. So, again, that job actually introduced me to him, and also he's been a great friend as well since then. Still haven't made it out to Jinjo, but I hear really great things about his barbecue as well. It's cool to see like the barbecue community growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Aaron was there at the event. We weren't quite working together yet. What were you doing at that time?
I was still working in something completely different from food. I was doing something in the blockchain industry, cryptocurrency stuff.
Yeah.
And, knowing Matt and a few friends that were also going to go there. And I just happened to be there on July 4th.
And when did you guys start talking? Was it, you said after that?
Yeah, we knew each other before then. A good friend of ours, Tyler Rossell, he introduced us back in before COVID, 2018-ish, I think. Yeah. And so, we were just kind of friends of friends in the good expat community, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Just in the past year, I was consulting for the High Bar down on Yongjia Road, and they would host their events there maybe once a month sometimes. Yeah. And then, we just, in passing, I know Aaron's a great dude. I didn't really even know a whole lot of what he was doing anymore out here, but mentioned talking to some different investment. Ken approached me about taking over Bubba's almost a year ago.
Right.
So I asked if he wanted to get in on it, and he was like, yeah, sure. And
it was an easy sell.
Here we are. It's just me and him, left everybody else behind, and it's just me and this guy, and we did it. We still got a lot of work to do, but it's
and when did it actually open?
We just soft opened barely a week ago.
Right.
Yeah.
May 1st.
Yeah, May 1st.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know friends that have opened up businesses after the second lockdown, and they've got 2 or 3 months into it, and they've had to just shut down.
Yeah.
And they get all these marketing experts saying, oh, yeah, business is booming in Shanghai. It's the right time to open up a restaurant or a bar or whatever. How is it for you at this stage?
Actually, we've been very happy so far. I mean, we're barely a week in. We just got our sign up 2 days ago. We haven't even got all of our social media going, marketing. Right. We met with our marketing director today, planning still for the grand opening.
Yes.
With very little marketing, just like kind of community support. It's been really, really great. Our team, they're doing a great job so far. Still, we got a lot of training, a lot of work to do. I'm very optimistic already with how things are going.
And you said before that you've already got some guys that you've already worked with previously, like even in the chefs and waiters. Yeah.
100%. So, and again, I feel like this is such a unique city. It's a big city, but it's also a very small city at the same time.
Yeah.
Some of my old staff from Camel Group, we really got on well working together. Some of them actually wanted us to break off back in 2021 and open our own place, and I was very open for that. It wasn't the right time. My bartender here from Chongqing, after lockdown, he went home. We've been in touch for the past 2 years. Yeah. Even met with his sister about doing some consulting for them in Chongqing, but in the end, he's back here working for us. Brought my old general manager over here. He's working for us as well.
Right.
We did keep some of the existing Bubba staff. They already had a good, tight-knit team that was keeping this place alive over the past few years.
Yeah.
And then we brought in a pillar in the Jingan expat community, Emmett, and the Quizmaster. He does.
Oh, yes.
He does quizzes for Abbey Road, for Rooster, for Cages, for Yugo. His wife has been amazing. She's our front of the house daytime manager, Paula.
Right.
She's doing great. So it's like.
So I'm assuming the quiz is going to be.
We'll see. We'll see.
To be confirmed.
We'll see. Maybe once a month or something we'll do something. But we want to. If we're going to do it, we want it to be something special, something a little bit, not repeating what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah.
I think that's where we want to succeed, not just going with all the exact trends and being a rotation. We want to provide something a little bit more special, I think.
Yeah. And going with the sports theme as well, I really like that because I'm a big sports fan. I love all my American sports and my sports back at home in Australia. When I heard that the Camel shut down, you've got cages, you've got maybe big bamboo, but that's not really a sports bar.
They're not downtown anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you gotta go
to Jinchao. Like, it's just
that's right. A bit out of the way.
I feel like downtown, other than the Shed.
Yes.
I don't even know any place I would really call a true sports bar.
Sports bar, yes.
And the Shed is quite Aussie, Euro-centric, a lot of cricket. I love the Shed. It's it's on my usual rotation,
yes.
But I think there's a demand for something different.
Yes.
Cages is also great, but it's so big.
Yes.
I think sometimes people want a little bit more intimate environment.
Agreed.
And I don't think they're going anywhere either. I know they're getting ready to open in Guangzhou as well.
Yeah.
Wish them the best of luck on that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, I think I learned a lot from running the Camel Smokehouse.
Yes.
It was a barbecue restaurant, a bar. Barbecue's great, but it's a difficult thing to do well. It's an art, definitely, when you're cooking a piece of meat.
Yeah.
For 10, 12 hours, and then trying to. You don't want to hold on to it. You want to get rid of it as fast as possible, because it's the best when it's fresh.
Yes.
And so we decided sports bar that does really great barbecue and a lot of other great pub food and things like that.
Yes.
And also keep people coming back. I can't eat barbecue every day, so
when you combine,
I don't think everybody else can either.
Oh, sorry, Matty.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
When you combine those two together, how many businesses are doing that in Shanghai?
I think 0 right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Honest.
Yes.
Yeah, and we went through just a long 7 weeks of renovation. I know Aaron was so hard working on the backside, dealing with all the licensing and management. And
is that a difficult thing to do in China? Open up a foreign restaurant?
I think definitely.
Shanghai?
I mean, definitely for me, it's my first restaurant business venture.
Right.
Not understanding all the different legal requirements, number one. Number two is just understanding how the people here work, all the different pieces, that have to come into play.
Yeah.
Again, working with the construction team, working with the property management, working with the team itself, hiring, working with the accountants, and working with, the old Bubba's team when they're doing handovers and traditions, and again, not really understanding, how much time it's really going to take, what's required, by law, and finding people that are smart and knowledgeable.
Yes.
Definitely, it wasn't me by myself doing it all. It was me, Matty, working with other friends and people in the business, asking around, just figuring out what to do. Again, it's our first one, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything right.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been a process and a lot of learning involved as well.
Yeah, right. The menu as well. I mean, you were saying before how it's so unique and it's so difficult to do. So how do you sort of keep it so consistent, changing the menu all the time? What's your sort of strategy towards that?
Well, still figuring that out.
We talked about that earlier.
So we're soft right now. We're doing a very tight menu of barbecue burger sandwiches. We're doing all our own smoked meats. We're curing our own ham, curing our own bacon, making pastrami, smoking it all in-house. So those are a little bit different than your classic barbecue. So we're even bridging that gap between classic barbecue plus, I guess some would recognize that with like maybe Canada, like Montreal type smoked meats, which are also very popular in America. You go to New York, go to Cat's Deli, get you a big Reuben or things like that, which I think, again, a lot of people doing it out here, and we want to put our own spin on that and show that we can do it or even try to do it better. But on top of that, we've expanded our kitchen, put in a cold room so we can have a little balance. So, we'll be able to do some salads. We extended our sauté line. Going to have some good classic, bar entrees and steak, a little bit of seafood and some pastas. So, again, it's going to be a learning curve as well, balancing those two. But that's where we're going a little bit more small batch barbecue and making sure we can try to do the freshest daily barbecue possible. If we sell out, you show up, like, oh, sorry, try something else on our menu. We got a big smoker outside on the weekends. We're going to try to amp it up and really have a lively brunch and barbecue scene. And again, I don't know if it's going to be perfect right away, but my kitchen, we're working our ass off every day trying to make sure the barbecue's coming out great while we're adding new dishes every day.
And I just see the kitchen over here, just an observation when I first walked past here. You've actually got all these logs of wood just...
Yeah, I mean, we're doing it the proper way.
Yeah,
we got
really legit.
Got to thank Ken Walker. He's got a great brick barbecue pit built in the back. It takes wood logs, so we're burning apple wood, which is pretty cool. That's it's actually pretty on par with what people in Kansas City, where I'm from. I'm from Kansas City, big barbecue town. Everybody thinks Texas. No offense. No offense to Texans out there. I've lived in Texas. I love Texas barbecue.
We just saw a former Texan.
Yeah, right. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
But Kansas City is the biggest barbecue city in America, hands down. Because Texas is a state. You got a lot of different states that do, or cities that do barbecue in Texas. Austin is like an amazing.
Is it just a different style, or is it just like?
I feel like we don't really succumb to any style. Like
Right.
we'll barbecue
original.
anything.
Yeah.
The sauces range from on the sticky sweet side to the more spicy vinegary. I know a lot of
Right.
people think it's just sweet barbecue. They've never been there. They don't know that you get everything there. But we host the biggest barbecue competition in America. It's like the one you want to win.
Right.
But it's also, in the end, there's good barbecue everywhere. It's like good fun,
Yeah,
good barbecue
competition.
banter. You know, you're talking trash with somebody else from another state. But in the end, I feel like it's all love. And it's, again, there's always different styles, and that's appreciated. It'd be boring if everything was the same, right?
Yeah.
So
Speaking of that, how are the Chinese taken to the menu? I mean, it's not your normal Asian sort of
Right.
menu. So
you know, I think it's actually taken pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think barbecue is kind of a universal thing around the world. Every culture has its own barbecue. Yes, Chinese barbecue is a little bit more on the sticks and the
they
small
like
stuff,
the Korean,
but then
they like the Korean barbecue.
Korean
here.
barbecue as well.
Yeah.
I love Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
It's such a fun thing. But then you get into like Mongolian barbecue, Xinjiang barbecue. I mean, it's just like big whole lambs. I mean, I want to go to Mongolia so bad and try. They like literally put these hot stones inside the carcass of the animal and cook it, and it looks just amazing. And yeah, every culture has barbecue.
Yeah.
And so, as I've been in Shanghai 15 years, just seeing how the food scene has grown so much. I think the local market loves to try new things.
Yes.
They don't want to just keep doing the same thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Obviously, we're in a giant city.
So Shanghai is such a multicultural city.
It is, and that's what's so awesome about being here. You know, like bringing something new, bringing a part of my hometown. I think they're taking on to it pretty well.
Do you miss home, just quietly?
A little bit. It's nice. My folks are out here right now, actually,
nice.
as we speak.
Oh, there you go.
I already sent them back. They're still jet lagged, but that makes it a little easier. You know, it's been a long, stressful ride getting this place open.
Yeah.
Having the mom and dad come out and give a big hug. You know, it feels good. That's a little piece of home because it's been 4 years since I've been back.
So a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
We're even going back further. Why Shanghai? Why China?
Well, for me, I mean, I've been in Shanghai for more than 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I came in 2012, mainly for work.
Right.
I get one of those things where you want to go visit in Shanghai because it's one of the biggest and kind of best cities of China, and you think you're only going to be here for about a year or two.
Yeah.
And then you look at that, at the time and at the clock, and you realize it's been 5-7 years, and now it's been 12.
That's right.
So it's like I've been stuck here, but I like it.
I would like to have $1 for every time I've heard somebody say, "Oh, I was going to come here for 12 months and then go back and get the experience and then go back home." And
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was living in Hong Kong for 2 years before that, and I also heard the exact same thing from all the expats that were there in Hong Kong.
Right.
But I left after 2 years, and I was like, I'm looking for greener pastures. I'm looking
Yeah.
for something bigger and better than Hong Kong, and Shanghai was that shiny pearl, that
Pearl of the Orient. Right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, which is what I was trying to find. And it's only like I want to just see it, want to experience it, and then I'll be out to some other nice spot in Asia or something.
But do you think if you were back at home, you would have got the opportunities that you would have in Shanghai?
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. I mean, which is why I left home at a very, very early age.
And where were you born?
I was born in San Francisco.
Okay.
But I grew up in Vancouver.
Right.
So I've lived more in Canada in my childhood,
Right.
but then after high school, I decided that I wanted to leave Canada because Canada is not a very I don't want to say not exciting, but it definitely is not as vibrant.
Yes.
There aren't as many people and there aren't as many things to do. And for somebody that wants to look outside and kind of grow more, you definitely want to be in a much more busy environment. And, the city I was living in, Vancouver, doesn't really have that.
Yeah.
So I decided to live in the U.S., go to school there and then after work there. But even then, it's still smaller cities compared to what you see online or in the news or anything. And back then, this is now 2010 or 2009.
Yeah.
People are always talking about Asia as being the next, growth area.
Yeah.
And it's just, one of those things where like, okay, maybe I should be there. What am I missing out on? It's nothing that I don't know what's happening here already. And so you just take a big leap of faith and you kind of jump out to a different country. And that's kind of what I did.
Yeah. And Vancouver, when I was there, it rained.
Oh, yeah.
I was there for 7 days, and 6 of the 7 days it rained.
Yeah, big reason why I didn't want to live in Vancouver, for anymore. I think it literally rains 70% of the year.
Yeah, right.
Wow. You
Yeah.
get three.
It's a lot of rain.
You get 2 to 3 amazing months in the summer. June, July, August, amazing weather, perfect. 20, 25 degrees. And it feels hot. A 25-degree day in Vancouver feels like a 35-degree day elsewhere. It really does. The sun is blaring on you and you feel, burned. But other than those 3 months of the year, it gets really dark really early.
Yes.
It rains a lot. It's dreary. It's so. A lot of people up there, I guess, in that part of the region, they always talk about seasonal something depression, SAD, SAD, as being an actual medical, not illness, but some sort of depression related to the seasons.
Right.
And I definitely understand people over there could have a little bit of that just because, look out the window and it's just a gray day.
Yeah.
And then it's gray for months on end. So yes, weather, not to say Shanghai weather is amazing, but it's bearable and it does get really hot in the winter, summers, and it gets really cold in the winters. But again, you get to see seasons, and again, part of it is also the vibrancy of the environment here, the amount of people, the different peoples here. It's amazing.
And for your side of the business, are you on the more of the marketing side, like the promotional side?
I'm more on the business side that doesn't have anything to do with the F&B. For me, because I have not very much experience doing food and beverage or kind of hospitality, I really rely on Matt. I really rely on the team. I rely on the people that I've worked with and that we're partnered with. For me, I know I'm not an expert, and so I'm not going to come in and say, hey, even though I'm the boss or whatever, that I'm going to it goes through me. No, I definitely trust the people that I work with, and I want to make sure that those have somebody else that is definitely more than an expert than I have. Because again, I don't have years and years of experience doing this. I don't even have 1 year of experience doing this, and I trust Matty and I trust the team here that have decades or more with some of our team. And working with them has been wonderful, especially for someone that again has zero experience, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with the people that I have around me.
Yeah. And do you think that I don't know, for me just personally, I'm waiting for the summer to come. It's slowly starting to get a little bit warmer, but in terms of business as well, like everybody's going to start coming out now. The days are going to get longer. People want to go out, have a beer, have a meal outside. Are you still looking forward to this?
Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah. I mean,
it's a good timing to open up the business.
I think it's perfect timing. I mean, for us, the reason why we took this spot, we took the old Bubba's location. Partially was for the location itself. It has a really, really nice terrace patio area. Bubba's in the past has been known to hold very, very large annual kind of parties, with their festivals and all these things. And we feel that, with Parlay, we can definitely kick that up a notch. Yes. We can kind of utilize the space that we've been given and really make, really, really good use of it. Again, summer's going to come out, weather's going to be great, and people want to find fun events to attend. The weekends are going to be good here.
Do you have restrictions on how late you can stay open?
Well,
what's
we're still testing the waters on that one. We've already had plenty of 3 a.m. nights going home with good crowds. Even people playing bags outside till midnight. So, obviously we want to be respectful and to the neighbors, not be a nuisance, but we're gonna push it. We want to, and the Euros are coming up. We plan on being open. You know, I was lucky enough to see what it's like to host the Euros in 2021 at Camel Smokehouse, and we would be open till 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's
we
plan to do that. Yeah.
And
actually tonight, we actually have our first preview to that. We're actually going to host a group of football fans. Matches starting tonight at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Right, there you go.
So we need to expand our staff as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of sleepless nights. I think around here.
The night shift.
But yeah, so we designed the place as well with that in mind. Everybody, why don't you open it up completely? We want a little bit of noise dampening with the crowds inside. Yes. We got a great patio. You take 2 feet, step outside. We just got. Another set of 4 tables and 16 more chairs that we can double our outside patio on the weekends. So, and again, we got a great big space so we can host a few hundred people back here, plus another 100 some inside. Yeah. So we definitely plan on pushing that event space.
Because I'm just thinking, like you were talking baseball earlier.
Yeah.
They're starting at 3, 4 in the morning, the afternoon games, and then 6, 7 in the morning.
At some point, we would like to be able to cater to all the sports. Being from North America, I know how difficult it is.
Yes.
Following with sports and stuff like that. Yeah. But if we do it right, I think we can try to meet all the demands, at least on the big games.
Yes.
I don't think we can run 24 hours 7 days a week, but
special occasions. Like the European, the World Cup. Yeah,
exactly. But and that's another reason why we want to go for sports bar, because it felt like people had the same old options, and a little bit of choice I think would be appreciated.
And you were also talking about before about the loyalty.
Yeah.
Well, like you get that. You go there the first time and you have such a great time, and
it's been great already. I mean, seeing new faces we've barely been open a week. I've already seen some new faces that have been in 4 or 5 times already. Yeah. And then seeing old family friends like Shanghai community that I've known even before I was doing F&B out here.
Yes.
I've also been out here since 2010.
Yes.
But didn't really start back into F&B until 2017.
Right. And you were born in Kansas City?
I was born in Kansas City, born and raised Kansas City. We're not in Kansas anymore. Dorothy and Toto, click your heels. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
It's actually a really great place, and it's cool. It took me about 6 years before I ever met anybody from Kansas City out here. I mean, now I got a lot of Kansas City friends out here.
Wow, there you go. That's interesting.
And they've been following me since 2017, and seeing them come in and be so excited
They're so happy to
for
have a
us.
taste of home.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And also, with our American football team doing so well right now,
Chiefs,
it's
come on,
giving us even more exposure.
Yes.
So there's a little touch of Kansas City Chiefs inside as well.
Come on.
Not trying to go overboard. I don't want to alienate us from everybody else that we've beaten recently. But
be proud, mate. Be proud.
Yeah,
they're going fantastic.
Exactly. But I think one of the best things is like the team that we're building here. Like we said, it's old staff, new staff, and even though the Bubba's team is old staff, I've known a lot of these guys for a while too, coming around Bubba's and doing some events here, and then bringing my old team back, and even the new people that are brand new. Like, we're trying to make them feel part of something, and I think the biggest thing that I've seen where we know we're making the right decisions is when customers come in and they recognize the team that we've built, and they're like, "Oh shit, you're here?
Yeah.
Oh, you're here too?"
Yes.
And they get really excited to see the staff that we brought in, and that's a pretty amazing feeling too, because like we can't do it by ourselves.
That's a show of respect, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It really is, and it makes you feel good to have people that are here working really, really hard. Yeah. Because we've asked them already to do so much more than just wait tables, bartend. Yeah. They were in here operating power drills, hanging walls. I mean, even today, Tommy just put up a new shelf. He's up on a ladder with a power drill, doing everything.
Say, a lot of the things that we have inside our bar and inside our restaurant are actually made by our staff.
Yeah, right.
Like, not everything, of course. We have our construction team to thank. But
who are also here now. Our contractor and liaison are actually sitting inside.
We're all waiting.
One of our inspirational minds. A good friend Brent, he's in the real estate community, getting ready to open up actually a really cool antique shop out by Cannery.
Yeah.
He kind of gave me some of the tools. We didn't hire a designer here. We did everything ourselves.
That's amazing.
It was really cool. I mean,
Saving a lot of money.
I got about 3-4 years of construction under my belt.
Oh, yeah.
Originally architecture engineer major.
Because you said you weren't always in the
I wasn't.
food and beverage.
Yeah, back in the States, I thought I was going to do architecture engineer. Came from a construction family. Loved building things. Got burnt out on that. Some reason went into history and education.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that what brought you to
That's actually what brought me out
Right.
here. Yeah. After about 10 years of F&B experience, working in the States, running bars and restaurants from the front of the house, I decided to come out here to use my education degree. Again, 1 year. We're about to repeat ourselves
Yes.
here. Yeah, I was going to come out 1 year. For
That's
me,
another $1.
I wasn't even really set on Asia. I was looking at. I've been to Europe a little bit when I was in 18. Really wanted to go back. Looked out there. It was too difficult.
What did your parents think when you said, "Hey, I'm going to move to China"?
They
'Cause-
were a little bit
Yeah.
what the hell? Yeah, and I mean, my mom was actually pretty excited, but she thought I was only being gone a year.
Right.
14 years later.
Still here.
But it's nice because, like, doing this project, and she came out here this time last year as well, and we didn't travel. We just stayed in Shanghai, and I really got a chance to introduce her into my friends, and
Exactly.
we're literally just hopping around, hanging out with people, and for the first time, and at that time, 13 years, she
a long
turned
time.
to me. She turned to me and said, "All right, I really understand now
Yes.
why you like it so much here," and then to see him come back as well for the opening, and
that's
getting
amazing.
getting her to see all this,
Yeah.
because even it wasn't so easy from COVID being an F&B, and I actually got stuck in Dallas. I went back to help my parents move. They retired and moved from Kansas City to Dallas, Texas. So I got stuck a whole year in Texas in 2020.
Wow.
During COVID. Came back, kind of rebuilt what I'd been building in the F&B community. Started doing consulting, opened up a few restaurants, and it wasn't always
Tough
easy.
to
It
open
was-
up a new
it was
business at that time.
Not always easy, and
Yeah.
mom's just sitting there like, "Well, why don't you come back to America and open a barbecue restaurant?" I'm like, "Mom, no."
That
The
ship has
markets
sailed.
are saturated. Like, I
Yeah.
know I feel confident in myself, but I'm like, I'm building something here. Made so many great networks in the community. I set out to do something because I did have doubts. Where I was like, do I want to stay here and continue this? And really happy I did, because even from the last 6 months, from where we started and where we're at now,
Yeah.
you got a picture in your head, and I
What could be.
I planned this, but I don't think in a million years I thought it would turn out so great and have such a support from everybody.
Yeah.
Just seeing some of the friends' reactions when they heard that we were doing this, and it was actually going to be ours and not working for somebody else. They were just so excited, and it's been an amazing experience for sure.
And for you as
Yeah,
well.
for my parents, I mean, telling them I'm going to move to Asia. Again, my parents are immigrants from Hong Kong, and
Right.
they left for better pastures. And
Right.
They left Hong Kong when they were 17 or 18 for university, and that's where they had me in the States. But telling them that I'm going back to Asia, they're like, "Hey, we left for a reason, right? And now you want to go back? So we just wasted, how many ever decades of our life to bring you back into, right? So they definitely had a lot of doubts. I told them I wanted to see something different, and they respected that. They never, rejected or kind of, really told me to not go. But they were very, very doubtful that I would stay. They were always also hoping that I would go back eventually and move back to Canada.
Yes.
But I think now, they're pretty happy, where I'm at. And I think they understand the reality is that there is stuff to do out here, and that it is growing. Not to say that, Canada or the U.S. are bad places. No, they're great as well, but everybody finds their own spot.
Yes.
And I think after being here for so many years, you kind of see that happen.
And you got something so unique here. I mean, like we said before, there's not too many restaurants doing what you're doing, combining a sports bar with the smoked meat. I mean, it's just really, really original.
Yeah.
We're jumping like way ahead, but do you see like
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Knock on a
baby
little
steps,
Yeah.
baby steps.
Knock on a little wood here.
Yeah,
You know, obviously we have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
A lot of work to do. I mean, I'm still finishing up the menu. It's all been conceptualized. We're still nailing down the recipes, training the staff.
What are you focusing on with the menu?
We just went through most of our salad selection.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, we're leaning in kind of on American style. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's something that's a little bit missing. Obviously, we still want to cater to the local community,
Yes.
but I want to lean in on Like, I did 10 years F&B experience back in the States. Like I said, from the front of the house, and you know, the reason I loved it so much was also the personal connections you make with people. The money was great.
Yes.
But that wasn't because of the people I worked for. Yes, they supplied the venue, but for me it was like, you give good service. We're from a tipping culture. So, I mean, I was making less than $2 per hour, which is like illegal for any other job. But in the way the laws are in America, you get paid virtually nothing. So if you don't get tips,
It's still the
like
same,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
So
incredible.
you pretty much survive based on your skills. Like
Tips,
if you're
right?
not good, you're not going to eat, right? So, and I did really well. Decided to put off getting an education because I got my first offers to be a teacher, and I'm like, I'm already making double that.
Yeah, that's right.
What the hell did I do? You know,
Yeah.
what did I do? That experience, I think, is something that isn't abroad. When I first came to China, like, you realize there's no tipping culture. Remember going to restaurants, your dessert would come out first, and I'm
Yeah.
like, hold up, I haven't even eaten yet. Where's the appetizer? Where's the dessert? Things like that. And, you know, again, that was 14 years ago, and from what I've seen is that even the local market appreciates good service.
Yes.
You know, we're into the digital age. You got Dianping,
Yes.
all KOLs and social media. And they care about that. They care about good service. I opened
Yes.
a restaurant for another group. I won't mention the name, but a really, really big group. They're blowing up all over China. We opened a Tex-Mex barbecue place back in 2022, right after lockdown.
Yeah.
And it was a really great atmosphere, great environment. But they did service and scanned a QR code at the table. And surprisingly, we saw reviews on Dianping where some locals were like, what is this, Taco Bell? Like, I thought I'm at a
Wow.
nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And they actually had backlash against the ease of service by scanning. And again,
Yes.
that's what we're trying to, not saying we might not ever have a little scan to order. We're not saying we're anti that, but we want to provide that service experience that that a lot of places don't offer. And again, it's tough because that's why we're trying to build a real team here
Yes.
and make our staff care about the job. So we're trying to go above and beyond to give them the reason to.
Are you going to be the takeaway here? Like, is so good. Can you do that with this restaurant?
Yes,
Yep.
we
Yep.
definitely will.
Yep.
Definitely will. We're already working on getting our Meituan
Yes.
Ulama set up. We gotta again finalize the menu first, and but yeah, I mean, the returns on that are tough. Being like a big establishment, that's why, you know, delivery places that are successful have very small overhead, small locations, and do a lot of deliveries because they take a good margin of your profits. But I think it's still valuable because, like, you're still reaching out to clients and customers and offering something when, you know, they're at home and don't feel like coming out. We'll definitely get up online.
If we have a person listening to the podcast at the moment and they want to come but they're not too sure what they're going to eat or what they're going to expect on the menu, what would you recommend for like someone for the first time?
Well, I mean, if you've never had proper American style barbecue, you know, we're trying to be the best we can at that.
Yeah.
And actually get a buzz going, you know, that you got to come early. It might sell out. I know other people try to copy that model. Garlic barbecue. which claimed to be the first Texas barbecue in Shanghai. Gotta settle this once and for all. Ken Walker had Texas barbecue in Shanghai a long time ago.
Right.
So they were not the first, but they got a great setup. They got most beautiful smokers I've ever seen in Shanghai. Right. They try to do the Texas style. Everybody lines up. You queue through. I think for that, I'm not used to that where I'm from. That's a Texas thing. They start cooking early in the morning. Everybody shows up at 5 a.m.
Oh, wow.
People seriously queue at 5 in the morning like cattle.
So are you going to push the Kansas City style? Or yep.
Definitely. I mean, again, like trying to define what it is. For me, it's like there's no boundaries involved with what Kansas City style is. And, and the Kansas City barbecue scene has changed and grown so much. It's so creative. But I think Texas has too.
Yeah.
So I think they've also lost a little of their identity of what it used to be Texas barbecue. Right. But it's still really, really great. Yeah. And, so we want to have that identity as well. So, Kansas City barbecue. Like I said, it's great that our Kansas City sports are doing really well. It'd be great if the Royals baseball would come back. We haven't done well in about 10 years, but it's so much fun when your team's doing well because then also you see the locals and even Europeans and other people that aren't in tune with American sports have the opportunity to learn a little bit of something about American sports and stuff. Yeah.
Social media, guys. How do we find out more about you? Where are you located in Shanghai for our listeners?
Yeah, well, so we're located right in the heart of Jingan. We're in
perfect location.
Right. We're in the compound called Shangkangli, which is on the corner of Kangding and Shanxi Beilu. Yeah. Our location inside the compound is a little bit tricky. We're in the back. So you got to walk north in the compound all the way to the very back, and you'll see a really nice place called The Rink, which is a roller skating rink, and then we're actually located at the back of that.
Right.
You got to find it.
I went to the back and I got lost.
Yeah, exactly. So, a lot of our friends also say the same thing. They're like, we were walking around this place for about 10 minutes.
Find the rink, turn left.
Exactly. Exactly. And for us on social media, we don't have everything set up as of this point, but we will have very, very quickly a Wechat social account. We'll have a Douyin account. We'll have a Xiaohongshu account. We'll have we'll have all the major things. And we are on Dianping.
All that thing. We'll definitely set everything up, but this is, we're still in the soft opening phase. And
is there a date yet for the premiere or the grand opening?
I mean, we might be crazy, but probably next weekend.
Oh!
Yeah.
May 18th.
Exclusive.
May 18th, open to the public, do a big event, and then hopefully by Sunday the 19th, we have our first brunch. That way we can showcase our great patio. Right. Like I said, we already have 5 outdoor tables. We can host about 25 people every day of the week. And then we just, on the weekends, we can expand out. We'll add another 4 tables. So we'll have about 50 seats outside. We got a 250-gallon smoker that we can fire up on the weekends, do outside parties, barbecue. So many times I've heard, oh, my God, but you don't have foot traffic. How are you going to get people here? We're going to get people here because we want to offer a good product, a good environment, something that other places can't do. Most places are restricted by the size of their dining room and their patio. And for us, we have the ability to double or even triple in size. So with that in mind, I think that will offer us the ability to cater to large businesses, large parties. We actually have our first big party coming up this Saturday already.
Nice.
We got 70 to 100 coming out, which will be great. Get our staff tested before we even open up.
There you go. Yeah. Do you shut that down, or do you still have the outside open, or how is it?
We'll probably be shut down for a little bit, but it's a short event, and then they said that they're fine with us opening to the public as well. So, if a client wants us to shut down, of course we can meet all different needs on that level. And also, before we sat down here, I got a text message from the guy's brother who introduced me and my partner here, who's now living in Shanghai, wants us to do a few off-site catering events.
Oh, come on.
So we plan on offering that as well.
Yes.
Before I was doing restaurants, I was running events and catering. We did multiple events up to 500 people.
There you go.
So I feel very confident in our ability to scale and go off-site, and which will just, I think, also be good for the brand. And, again, get to share our product and our business with everybody else.
Because when you were doing those, when we played that time, it was just a real good vibe.
Really was.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did we tell everybody that you were at the 4th of July event we did in 2021? Craig and his band were completely rocking out.
Yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. You guys were ripping like Skinner and like the best 4th of July like playlist.
It was just like, just play your all American
you're like, what do you want us to
tunes.
play? I was like, whatever, man. Like, just do your thing. And you guys nailed it, man. It was amazing.
It was good fun.
Such a good fun. Entire Found was completely dead, and we probably had like 200, 300 people out there. And we want to replicate that here as well. We might have to talk.
Come on, we're still playing.
Are you booked? Are you booked? 4th of July. But
4th of July.
Let's do another summer rocker, man.
Lock it in.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. Really love this. You've already sold me with the sports bar.
Yeah.
There's not too many sports bars here in Shanghai, so I got my baseball, I got my rugby league at home.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
You've sold me. So all the best. Let me know about the grand opening and anytime you want to promote anything.
Thank you so much,
all
man.
right.
Really,
thank you so much, Craig.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Coming out here. This is awesome. Glad we did this.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, folks, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. This weekend's grand opening of Parlay Restaurant and Sports, located in Jingan Shanghai, your new favorite spot for barbecue, burgers, and so much more. Come out to watch all your favorite sporting events. Enjoy brunches weekends starting at 11 on our terrace. Test your skill at darts, pool, and golden tea, an icon bar classic. 9 beers on draft, the freshest barbecue cooked daily, and so much more. This Saturday, starting at 5 p.m., followed by our first brunch Sunday at 11. Parlay, we have you covered from kickoff to last call.